Love your yard with a new outdoor space from F&B Landscaping. From a new build to a new project in an existing yard, we listen and give you the yard you want within your budget. Lawns, water features, xeriscaping. We've got the artistic touch and technical know-how to bring the peak of Colorado outdoor living to your home. Reliable, trustworthy. Visit fblandscapes.com to schedule a free consultation today. All right, crew, looking at the extended forecast. Low-level moisture behind the cold front that comes in Tuesday could kick off a storm, plays more of a role on Wednesday. The mountains start to see an increase in moisture even at the surface. And so as we hit Wednesday afternoon, better chance of storms, certainly than what we had on Monday and what we've got out there for Tuesday. So the middle part of the week is going to get a little bit more active. Any storms that form over the mountains? Some of it will maybe evaporate on the way down to the ground, but on the western edge of this low-level moisture, storms moving into this or forming along the eastern slopes will have enough water around that we do have a chance of severe weather here on Wednesday. Some heavy rain, some hail that could be around an inch, maybe a little bit above an inch in diameter, but particularly some strong wind gusts. Individual cells could do that, but especially if we get a cluster of storms here into the evening, we'll watch for the chance of severe weather and some wind gusts around 60 miles per hour. And part of this shift in the forecast that you're going to see in the extended is because the high that was off to our southeast is here over the west, and so that's what's given us a couple quieter days here. But a cold front, thanks to this little wave moving across the northern parts of the plains into the Great Lakes, brings the cold front in that kicks the storms up for Wednesday. As we hit Thursday, it's a quieter day. Back behind the front, temperatures start to warm back up. You see this ridge here, so there's this high, and this clockwise flow around the high plays a role in the forecast from Friday into the weekend because it starts to set up the monsoon again. And it's a process of moistening that up, so it'll take a few days here to go from this severe weather on Wednesday to a better chance of storms here as we move toward the weekend into next week. So let me show you what we get by the time we hit the late part of the weekend. And I'm going to take you back to Wednesday here, show you the monsoon gradually setting up. We hit Friday, we start to see a better chance of storms over the Great Basin. Then we get into the weekend and that high shifts just to the southeast a little bit. Kind of depends what model you're looking at. But look at Sunday into early next week. The flow is a little bit thicker, and so our chance of storms is going to go up. So after the cold front arrives and we get storms on Wednesday, we'll keep them in the forecast for Woodland Park here each and every day. But notice the coverage gets better going into the weekend and early next week. Temperatures come down a little bit as a result. Colorado Springs, after being in the 90s Tuesday, a nice drop in temperatures Wednesday, severe storms. Could roll across the city as we get them to form on the side of Pikes Peak, the Rampart Range, and up across the Palmer Divide. They'll roll off to the southeast Wednesday, so could roll over town. Thursday and Friday will be quieter. Storms on Saturday, not as likely as early next week, but up against Pikes Peak here. We'll keep them in the forecast, and the chance of storms should get us out of the 90s. And then for Pueblo and parts of the eastern plains, if we catch something here over the weekend, I think it would be really, really hit and miss. There's a computer model that's picking up on that for Pueblo, so I threw it into the forecast, and then maybe a little bit better chance of storms as we move into next week. So it's good to see another round of the monsoon on the way over the mountains. We need more water there for sure. We'll talk more about it as we head through the rest of the week. Thanks for checking in with Peaks to Plains Weather, our weather together.